Compound. Pass the extra mic now. Can you use the extra mic here? It's the extra.
Second for Church of Birth, during the real second before you come over the surface of it, right? Good, good.
Why? I'm not gonna argue here.
Pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. May I invite you all. We will have to stand as we make ourselves reverent for the recital of the universal prayer. May I invite you to stand. As we bow our heads in prayer. Where the mind is without fear, and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-winding thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. My Father, let my country awake. Prepare for the national pledge. At the count of 2, we begin. 1, 2. Thank you. You may have your seats. His Excellency, Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Honorable Minister of Education, Priya Manik-Chan, Honorable Minister of Housing and Water, Colin Crowell, Mr. Brental Ashley, Regional Chairman, Mrs. Suchan, Regional Executive Officer, all program heads of the RDC of Region 1, Mabaruma Waini, Chief Education Officer, senior officers of the Ministry of Education, other regional officials, Tushaus and councillors, board members of the Northwest Secondary School, head teacher, staff of Northwest Secondary, other head teachers present amongst us, parents, students, members of the discipline services, other special invitees, members of the media, once again, Mayor of Mabaruma, I'm sorry, I missed one. Welcome to this wonderful occasion today, a very momentous one. History in the making for Mabaruma, history in the making for Region Number 1. I am Marty D'Souza, Deputy Chief Education Officer for Amerindian and Hinterland Education Development, and I will be taking you through this program today. At this time, to begin, to do the welcome and opening remarks, I would like us to welcome to the podium Mr. Brental Ashley, who is the Regional Chairman and is also the Northwest Secondary Schools Board Chairman. So please welcome Mr. Ashley.
Thank you very much, Mr. D'Souza. Your Excellency, Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Minister of Education, the Honorable Priya Manik-Chan, Minister of Housing and Water, the Honorable Colin Crowell, Chief Education Officer, Mr. Saddam Hussein, distinguished guests, officials from the Ministry of Education, regional executive officers and officers of the RDC, His Worship Mayor Leong and members of the municipality, parents, teachers, students, and community members. Good morning. And welcome to this momentous occasion where we are gathered to commission the new Northwest Secondary School. It is indeed a day of pride and celebration for the entire Region 1, and I am deeply honored to stand here to express our collective gratitude and joy. First, I wish to express our profound appreciation to His Excellency, President Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali, for his unwavering commitment to the development of our region and to education across the nation. Your leadership and vision have empowered countless communities, including ours, and today we celebrate another testament to your dedication. We also extend heartfelt thanks to the Honorable Minister of Education, Priya Manik-Chan, for her tireless efforts in transforming the education sector, and to the Honorable Colin Crowell for his constant support and advocacy for the people of Region 1. Today is a historic moment for the Northwest Secondary School, a school that has been central to the identity and development of this region since its establishment in 1965. Just 2 Sundays ago, we celebrated its 59th anniversary. For decades, it molded the lives of young people, producing leaders, professionals, and innovators who have gone on to make significant contributions not only to our local communities, but also to Guyana and the world. The many past students of this school include doctors, pilots, engineers, nurses, teachers, and even politicians. And I stand before you as one of the many proud products of this institution. It was a devastating loss when on September 24, 2001, the old Northwest Secondary School was deliberately destroyed by fire. Hundreds of students and teachers were displaced, and our region faced an educational crisis that lasted almost 3 years. However, thanks to the leadership of the People's Progressive Party civic government and the vision of His Excellency our President, we did not just rebuild the Northwest Secondary School, we modernized it. Today, we stand before a facility that symbolizes resilience, progress, and hope, a facility designed to provide universal secondary education, catering not just to Mabaruma, but to all the communities that make up this sub-region. This new school is more than just a building. It is a center for opportunity. Its modern amenities and the planned programs such as teachers training, practical skills development, and access to free university education, Northwest Secondary will continue to be a beacon of educational excellence in keeping with its motto, excellence together we build. It will prepare the next generation of leaders, professionals, and visionaries who will contribute to the prosperity of our region and our country. The commission of this school is directly aligned with your government's policies, Your Excellency, and we are confident that it will help bring the future educational advancement that you and the People's Progressive Party civic government envisions for all Guyanese. We are deeply grateful, Your Excellency, for the investment you have made in our children, our community, and our future. Your vision of a prosperous Guyana, where every citizen, young and old, has access to the resources and opportunities they need to succeed, is one that we proudly support. This school will play a pivotal role in recognizing that vision. As we move forward, we know that this is just the beginning of greater things for our region. The new Northwest Secondary School will continue to be a pillar in the transformation of our educational landscape, a symbol of hope and the catalyst for growth and development. We are eager to witness the many successes that will emerge from within its walls. Once again, I warmly welcome you, Your Excellency, to Mabaruma and to Region 1, and the honorable ministers, along with all our guests, parents, students, and community members. Today is a day of celebration and renewal, and I thank you for being here to witness this historic moment with us. May God bless all of you richly, and may this institution continue to flourish and inspire generations to come. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ashley, Regional Chairman and the Chairman of the Board of Governors of Northwest Secondary School. Indeed, like a phoenix, she arose from the ashes to what we see in front of us today. We are going to be entertained at this time by a special group of young people coming out of the Whitewater Village. Please join me in welcoming our performers out of the Whitewater Culture Group. Thank you so much, Whitewater Culture Group. I was looking at the dance and I was trying to figure out the significance of it, but I saw, for one, and I could be wrong, cassava processing. I saw like, yes, I got a thumbs up. So that was dance featuring the cassava process. I saw them pulling it out of the soil, to scraping, to grating, to matapiing. I hope you have some cassava to share after this. Thank you very much once again, Whitewater Culture Group. At this time, we will be having an overview. You'll be hearing from this individual who will tell us a little bit more about this brand new secondary school and what to expect even as we walk through at the end of this opening ceremony. Please join me in welcoming our Chief Education Officer, Mr. Saddam Hussein.
Your Excellency, President Ali, Minister of Education, the Honorable Priya Manik-Chan, Minister of Housing and Water, the Honorable Colin Crowell, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, particularly the staff of Northwest Secondary School, I'm pleased to stand here and tell you about what is being handed over today. I want to just start by reminding us that this building, what it was destroyed by fire on the 24th of September 2021. On the 25th of September 2021, the Ministry of Education and by extension the government of Guyana made it clear that Northwest Secondary will be restored to its former glory. And so here we are today. This is a commitment that was given one day after this disaster, this deliberate act of arson. This building has been built to ASTM standards. It has been built to the building codes of Guyana. It has also been built by SMM7 standards, which is used globally for all measurements. Demolition of what existed before was done in such a way so that inspections could have been done to ensure what was good and what was not necessarily good. So what you have here is a building absolutely free of defects by engineering standards. This is a grade A secondary school. This is a grade A secondary school, and by that we mean it has a head teacher. It must have a head teacher. It will have two deputy head teachers, and it will have an administrator. This is the top structure of the school. This is comparable to any other school, grade A school, across the country. This school, of course, is managed by a board, and that board, of course, is currently chaired by Mr. Ashley, the chairman of Region 1. This school has a capacity of 575 students. I just want to say specifically now about the school, the reconstruction. The total area is 10,200 square feet. There are 23 classrooms. There are 3 laboratories: science, physics, chemistry, biology. There is a technical drawing room which has been modified for the computer science laboratory. Adjustments will be made for us to get back that technical drawing room. There is a staff room, an HM's office, an admin office, and also a secretary's office. There are 4 canteens. There are 4 canteens in this school. There are 8 students' washroom, plus 1 male washroom for students with special needs, and 1 female washroom for students with special needs. There is a janitor's room, there is a storage room, and there are 2 accessibility lifts. In other words, we have 2 modify the elevators that could take the students from bottom to top, of course. And so definitely the infrastructure is here to have a special education needs space. On the ground floor, we have 4 classrooms with collapsible walls. So you pull the screens and those classrooms merge into a huge area for graduation or something of that sort. There is also one discrete room at the bottom. The labs are 30 feet by 25 feet. There is a sick bay on the ground floor. There is the admin office, the head teacher's office, as I mentioned. There are 4 individual canteens, as I said, 15 feet by 7 feet. The internal corridor measures 6 feet by 95 feet long, as the external corridor is 8 feet by 95 feet. On the first floor, we have 7 classrooms measuring 15 feet by 25 feet. We have 6 classrooms with collapsible wall upstairs. So that just opens up the space by just pulling a set of screens with wheels. In all at the top, there are 18 classrooms. I should add, most importantly, as it stands, there are 11 fire alarms across the school. To be added as well, which should be completed very shortly, would be also the smoke detectors across the school. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not the full extent of it. The building is fantastic, as you will see when you do the walkabout. But what we are doing now is putting a new culture to the 59 years of Northwest Secondary School. So what will happen is this. Your students in grade 7 and 8 will be doing the CCSLC program, a new program being offered by the Ministry of Education through the Caribbean Examination Council. So that's the first thing. That will start in January. That's a brand new program that is being introduced to this school. I think some of your teachers will be trained very, very shortly. Now, this school does not come by itself. This school comes with a well-equipped practical instruction center. What that means is that when your children enter grade 9, they have a choice. So the choice is that they could do the traditional CSEC subjects and go on and write CSEC and get their 5 subjects. Or they can take the pathway called CVQ, the Caribbean Vocational Qualification, a qualification that is accepted not only in Guyana, but across the Caribbean. And this school currently is equipped fully through the PIC to offer the following 5 areas: motor vehicle repairs, commercial food preparation, data processing, general office administration, and electrical installation. So with these programs, this, as much as we don't want to say it's a completely new beginning for Northwest Secondary as it enters its 60th year of existence. So the program, the building, but most importantly, the program. The program is what is critically important here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Education, I'm sure, is very happy to bring these programs to the students of this wonderful institution. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hussein, Chief Education Officer, for that comprehensive overview of what you will expect, and you will see that as you walk through later on. You will indeed see that what he just mentioned is what you will find in this brand new building. At this time, we also have amongst us, I almost said a son of a soil. We see him around so often that he's almost considered a son of the soil. He's a member of parliament. He's responsible for the constituency of the Mabaruma region. That's region 1, our region. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Colin Crowell, Minister of Housing and Water.
Thank you very much, Sir Marty. His Excellency, the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, President Mohamed Irfanali, and please, let's give our President a Mabaruma welcome. The Honorable Minister of Education, the Honorable Priya Manik-Chan, and her entire team led by the Chief Education Officer, the regional chairman, vice chairman of Region Number 1, Mabaruma, Guyana, and other leadership of the region and the regional executive officer, the board of directors for the board for Northwest Secondary, and teachers of the school, the mayor and councillors of the municipality, but the most important persons here today are your children that are attending this school and you, the parents, as well as from the community of Mabaruma sub-region. It is my pleasure is mine to join His Excellency on this commissioning, which means a lot to the people of Mabaruma and more particularly the region. And I think today, while
Developments are happening here, not only in Mabaruma, and not only in Region 1, but across the hinterland and more so across the country. Thank you very much for your presentation. At this time, we will hear from a student who will render us a poem. Let us welcome Liani Hernandez out of Northwest Secondary School.
Good afternoon, everyone. The poem I'll be reciting is Northwest Secondary School by Sir Trevor Emmanuel. Northwest Secondary School, a mother to me, adorned like silver and gold, privileged eyes behold your beauty. Mind shaped, lights molded, within these very walls, teachers, your guardian angels, ready to answer your call. Northwest Secondary School, my world, my life. I treasure the day you were born, established in 1965. Doctors, teachers, engineers, politicians too, ready for the world, all thanks to you. Through the flames and fire you rise above, like a phoenix from the ashes, ready to share your love. We pray for your sustenance, strength, courage, and will. We salute you. Excellence, together we build. Thank you.
Thank you, Liani. Thank you very much. Very beautiful poem indeed, and I think that sums up what Northwest Secondary is to the people of Mabaruma. Next in our program, we will be hearing from an avid activist for the rights and opportunities of women and young girls, Queen's College alumni, and currently Minister of Education. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Honorable Minister Priya Manichan.
Thanks. Thank you very much, Marty. Mr. President, colleague Colin Crowell, Regional Chair, REO, and everybody else here, HM, teachers, parents, and most particularly your children. I'm very, very glad to be here with you this morning. This for us is a dream come true. We have been working very hard to deliver this school to you. We are very aware that in the last couple of years, your children were scattered across this sub-district trying to get an education, and we know there were people trying to make mischief about that, but you stood with us because you understood that there was nothing else we could do if someone maliciously set the school afire. We worked hard to bring this. When we came into office in 2020, the President was clear to me with my mandate as Minister of Education. He said, Priya, we want to make sure everybody, anywhere in Guyana, wherever they live, on the highest mountaintop, in the lowest peak or valley, wherever we are, we can get an education. Nursery, primary, secondary. And it must be an education of high quality. So he was talking about two things. Access, you must be able to go in a school and sit down. And when you sit down in those desks and benches, you must be able to get a high quality education. And we set about doing just that, not only in Georgetown, but all across Guyana. When we came into office, we had 2,500 spaces for children in secondary schools that were not filled. What do I mean by that? 2,500 of your children here from Region 1 could not go to a discrete secondary school and get a secondary education. And by 2021, 1 year after we came in, when we were still all wearing masks and distancing ourselves, it became 3,000 seats that we needed to create when this fire happened. And so those 3,000 seats could have been alleviated if the people who came before us, the AP and UAFC, had built even one secondary school. We could have broken it down a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. That didn't happen. In fact, not a single secondary school started and finished under the AP and UAFC anywhere in Guyana, not only in Region 1, anywhere in Guyana. Not a single secondary school started and finished. Right now here in Region 1, we are building 5 secondary schools as we speak. This school was going up, the Northwest Secondary, right up the road. I say it's up the road because it's not that far away. Hosororo Secondary is going up, but you've passed it. That's going to be an amazing, in fact, that is going to be one of the nicest complexes for secondary schools this country has ever seen. Part of the Queen's Colleges and so, that is going to be the school. Then we have Quebana Secondary, again a beautiful complex going up. Warramuri Secondary, up the river in the Maruka side, and Matthews Ridge Secondary. And that will give us the 3,000 spaces we need in Irfan Ali's first term in government. First term in government. And that is only Region 1. That is only Region 1. In Region 7, 8, and 9, we have several secondary schools going up. In Region 7, we have 4 secondary schools going up. In Region 8, we have 3 secondary schools going up. And in Region 9, we have 5 secondary schools going up. 16 secondary schools in Regions 1, 7, 8, and 9 in Irfan Ali's first term in government. My friends, you can speak of love all you want. You can speak of better will come. When the proof is in the eating, when you get into office, what you do is what is love. If you sit down and palava and skin your teeth and do nothing and study and do all kind of, what they call it, feasibility study, you need a feasibility study to see if children in the hinterland could go to secondary school. Aren't they worth the same thing children on the coast? We didn't do any feasibility study. We set about building the schools because your children deserve what every other child in this country deserves. One of the first things, so we're building these schools, and all of these schools are getting labor from your community. So we've spoken to the contractors and we've been very clear. Once the labor is reliable, because we want the schools finished, and once it is competitive, you must hire from the village, from the villages that you're building at. So all of these schools that are going down are providing employment for your sons and daughters, your husbands in the villages. This school was one such example. One of the first things we did when we came into office was to create a post called the Deputy Chief Education Officer for Hinterland and Amerindian Education Development. So that is a Deputy Chief, the second in charge in the ministry for Hinterland and Amerindian Affairs Education Development. And we took your Marty D'Souza from Region 1. He was based here actually, it's here that I met him. But he's really from Maruka. And we made him that number 2 in the ministry, your boy. And that goes to quality. So we want to build the schools, but we want to also make sure that once there are schools, we are meeting your needs. And that is why, as soon as we went to the president and we said, right now CPC is closed. CPC is the country's only training college for teachers. And when we came into office, it was closed. The doors were locked. And there was no prospect about when it would be reopened. CPC has historically the highest number of people graduates CPC has ever trained in the history of CPC is 535 per year. That's the highest number any year has ever produced. Last year we graduated 1,778 teachers. Next week, Friday, we will graduate 1,500 teachers. And that is because we opened up the college to all the people of this country, all over this country. When we came into office, Amerindian and hinterland teachers were doing something called the TTC, which is the Trained Teacher Certificate, which you had to spend 3 years doing and your salary would be lower. When we opened up that the college to online to everyone, we don't have the Trained Teacher Certificate anymore because all of our Amerindian young people are qualified to do the associate degree. So in 2 years, you're getting an associate degree, and then 2 more years in the University of Guyana, you're getting a whole degree. Not so, Mr. Cox? You know the story. So I'm saying to you that now your teachers can be trained at a higher level, immediately earn more, and have the possibility of getting the $10,000 and other allowances added to their salaries. And that, my friends, is what will bring quality. So next week we graduate 8 teachers from this school who up to now are untrained in your children's classrooms. Now I've seen untrained teachers, some of them do fantastic work. But it is more likely that your teachers will do better for your children if we train them to teach. And that's what we're doing. Your children are for the first time, and I see all kinds of noise about, oh, we've always gotten textbooks. You've always gotten textbooks, but you have never before, Irfan Ali, you have never before, Irfan Ali, gotten all the textbooks you need, all for free. Never. Some of these textbooks you are getting, even 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, you could have only gotten if your parents could have jumped on a plane and go to Trinidad and buy it. It is this president, even of all the PPP presidents, it is this president that has made sure your children got all the textbooks they need in their books bags to carry home. We've introduced the school feeding program at breakfast and at lunch. Now, you remember, and you know that story, you remember when the 5 Bs were introduced and they told you we're taking away your cash grant, your Because We Care cash grant, so that we could give you breakfast and boats and buses and boots. You remember that? You tell me how many of you got breakfast on that program. None. Tell me how many of you got boats on that program. Tell me how many of you got buses on that program. Tell me how many of you got boots on that program. 0. And I can say that with all the cameras facing me because those are the facts. So you got no breakfast, no bus, no boat, and you didn't get your cash grant either. So they took away everything from you. Everything. President Irfan Ali has reintroduced the cash grant. And this year, each child, not each home, each child received $45,000. Did you not receive your $45,000? Each child received $45,000. Each child in this school, whether from the dorms or not, will receive lunch from September. That's not a B, it's an L, it's lunch. And everybody is receiving breakfast in the primary schools. The boats, we have given more boats in 4 years than the APNU gave in 5. And we have given more buses in 4 years than the APNU gave in 5. And I'm saying all of this on camera and challenging anyone to go and show me differently. And you know why the president is doing this? You know why the PPPC is doing this? Because we love you. And we believe that we have to give each of you a hand. And we believe that to build out Guyana, to grow this country, we have to get the talents of each and every child, each and every adult. We have to make you the best you can be so that Guyana can benefit. But we don't just say that in a fancy speech. We don't just say that on a poster. We make sure when we're saying it, it matches you with action. This complex, President is the feature speaker, but this complex is not finished. See this PIC? I'm telling you, before you leave here today, please walk through. It is equipped better than any other PIC that currently exists in this country, right here in Region 1. And you heard from Salam the qualifications you can get. And you heard the different pathways that we're creating in our recognition that not everybody wants to exit with CXC. Some people want to exit with skills because the conversation in the world right now, not in Guyana, in the world, is how valuable is a university degree versus a skills certificate that allow people to go out and work and earn right away. We're not taking chances, we're giving you both. You can get the degree, you can get the CXC qualifications, but you can also get a skill at the same time. This went up and we're building 5 more. Do you know how many were built under the AP and UAFC? 0. We built this one at Mabaruma. There's one at Bartica that we will commission shortly. One at St. Ignatius that we will commission shortly. One at Fellowship, then I'm still in Region 3 that we commissioned last week. One at Better for Waptic and one at Hope Town. All these kinds of facilities all across the country for our boys and girls. And right now, out for procurement is the building back of the dorms and your kitchen. And that is at the procurement stage right now as we speak. So my friends, you get ever so often to make decisions that will improve your own lives. Politicians will have you think, or sometimes the language could make it sound like the decisions you make in the polling booths are for us. It's not. When you go in there, you're making a decision about your life, about your children's life. And you have a chance every 5 years to look at what will bring you better, what will give you more, what will improve your home and your community. And I am very happy that you had 5 years of APNU and the AFC, who are disguising themselves now as some new set of people, and you have 5 years of Irfan Ali and the PPP. So we're not coming here with secrets. You get to measure what you got, what you are getting, what you got, what you are getting. And you get to make those decisions for yourself. And it's an important decision. It's one that will determine what your life and your children's life will look like. And all of you in here, you want for your children the same thing I want for mine. That they have a better life than we have. That they live a life of plenty. That they don't have struggle. That they could be all they want to be. They could walk and enjoy this beautiful, bountiful Guyana we're building out. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that your duty? And so they don't get a chance to make that choice for themselves, but you get a chance to make that choice for them. And it's important that you think it through and make those choices sensibly, based on record, based on what you see, based on the love you feel from us. Because when we say we love you, we actually show you how we love you by doing these kinds of things. So my friends, today, it's a really special day. I forgot to tell you, we were going to put a shed at the side of the school that would be a multi-purpose one for assemblies and graduations and so on. But now that I see this one, I'm kind of liking this a lot. And I'm thinking that at the side of the school, we'll put a multi-purpose court where your children can play various types of sports, and we'll get the region to build a shed right here that allows for assemblies and graduations and so on. So this is not the end of us. This is a good indication that we love you, but it's not the end of us. I promise you that whatever we say we will give to you, you will get that and more through the Ministry of Education, through the Ministry of Housing and Water, through the Ministry of Local Government, through the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs. It's all of us coming at you all the time. and through the Ministry of Health. I saw some of your new health workers in the back. And we're very, very, very happy to be able to do it because we love you and we believe that you and your children deserve everything this country can offer. And thank you and God bless you all.
That was the Honorable Minister of Education, Ms. Priya Manikchan. Thank you very much. And I just want to echo your closing sentiments. When we say we love you, we show you that we do. Northwest Secondary School is a profession of that love for you. Thank you once again, Honorable Minister. At this time, I would like to invite the choir of Northwest Secondary School, and they will be doing for us a national song, I Love My Country, Guyana. Please put your hands together for the school's choir. Let us cooperate to make Guyana great. Certainly that's what we have to do. Cooperate to make Guyana great. Thank you very much, choir of Northwest Secondary School. And I think we all have been waiting for this moment. We've heard so many good things from both of the ministers in their presentation, from our regional chairman. But at this time, we will hear from a transformational leader, a true visionary. He's the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, alumni of St. Stanislaus College, and now President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome
His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali.
Thank you very much, please. First of all, allow me to thank so many of you for sharing your time with us this morning from the community, the children, the parents, community members, teachers, all of you. I want you to put your hands together for yourselves. Your attendance here demonstrates the value you place in education, and it demonstrates the gratitude that you have in this government, ensuring that this facility is completed for your children and the next generation of children from this community. Today, we are not just commissioning this new school. The Minister of Education and the Minister of Housing and Water outlined to you a regional strategy on how we intend to ensure every child in this region not only have access to education, but have access to quality education. And one may ask how transformational education is. And how do we measure the level of transformation in education? Well, I will give you two recent examples to demonstrate to you the power of education and the transformative nature of education. Just a few years ago, many of the children in the hinterland and riverine areas did not join the officers' cadet program, or the nursing program, or the teachers training college program from the hinterland and riverine communities. They did not join not because they did not have the ability. They did not join not because they cannot match the rest of children across the country. They did not join because they did not have the opportunity like other children across the country. And we invested in giving your children the opportunity like any other child across the country. And as a result of that investment, today, more than 50% of the intake in our national nursing program and nursing school are children from the hinterland and riverine communities. Today, almost 50% of the new recruits in our officers program and cadet program with the Guyana Police Force, the Guyana Defense Force, the prison services, the fire services, almost 50% are children from the hinterland and riverine community. Because for the first time, you had the access, you had the opportunity to write the CXC, get the minimum requirement, and enter this program. And you have demonstrated that not only did you want the access, you wanted the opportunity to showcase your talent and be the best you can be for your country. And that is the measurement. That is the measurement. The most recent example of the measurement. If you go to health centers, go to hospitals, check the schools, check the university, check the police force, the fire service, the nursing services, the mechanical services, machining services, the construction sites, all across our country, you will see that children and young people from the hinterland are actively participating in every sphere of national life because they have the opportunity under this People's Progressive Party civic government to so do. And we are not stopping at this. We want to ensure that every teacher in the hinterland must have the ability to become a trained teacher from right where you teach. And who is a trained teacher must have the opportunity to become a trained graduate from right where you teach. So it's not only the investment in increases in ROI and increases in salaries and benefits. It's investment in your personal welfare. It's investment in making you more competent. It's investment in making you more valuable. It's investment in making you more competitive. It's investment with a human face. And these are the investments that are important for us. Not only the physical demonstration of the buildings, but the physical demonstration of the building mean nothing if we don't invest in the people who must deliver what the building encompasses. Quality service, high service, equitable service, dignified service, dignified service, dignified service. And whilst we give those who are entrusted with delivering the service this level of quality of infrastructure and comfort, and we invest in your welfare, all we ask of you is to give the best you can give in service to the children and people of our country. That is all we ask. When we announced that we made the University of Guyana education free, when we announced the household grant, when we announced, because one of the things, policies are not just simplistic. One of the reasons why we sought to give that tax deductible for every child. So if you have 2 children, for every child you get $10,000 tax deductible. If you have 2 children, you get $20,000 tax deductible. But the reason we give that, because we understand the shift in our society. More young people are now becoming professionals. They're spending a longer time developing their professional careers. So you will have families now, new families now, that are coming more to the tail end of their 20s. If you look at the evolution of the structure in our society. And we wanted you to have an additional benefit in this tax deductible. So if you're a teacher and you have a child and the threshold, income tax threshold is $100,000, automatically now for you it goes to $110,000. Because our intention is to put more disposable income in the pockets of our people. So today, as we celebrate the opening of this beautiful facility, and as Minister Manichan outlined and Minister Colin Crowell outlined, education is very complex. Education is integrated in every aspect of national life. Let me give you the example. Maybe those in the city might not have had this challenge to the extent those of us in the countryside and you would have had. But I'll give you some examples of how multifaceted education is. And I'll give you the example from my own home. Because I came from a home with 2 teachers. And I will tell you that in order for us, for my parents, to deliver in school and to ensure we were able to have a quality education, the day would start at 3:30 a.m. for them. They would wake up They will make breakfast, they will make lunch, they will pack lunch. And then about 4:30, the day will begin for us. Because you have to walk for some distance to get one pail of water. So it was a family chore to go long distances to get water, to bring it in the house, so you have water to last you the day and to cook the next morning. That's the connection with water. But in walking those distances, we used to walk on what we call a red brick road. In leg one, all mud. This was a normal life. So you make that journey. Then I recall my mother and my father would then go to school. She would come back, go to teachers training college, then University of Guyana, get back home at no earlier than 9 p.m. in the night. This is a teacher. And before 4 a.m. in the morning, and that routine continues. Those were the circumstances. Those were the circumstances under which teachers and children were expected to deliver results. That is why we understand how important it is not only for us to have quality school, but a quality healthcare system that is linked to the school. That is why we're doing the 100% health screening for every single nursery and primary student and then to secondary student. And if they have learning disability, if they need hearing aid, 17,000 of them we now have on the program. Spectacles, dental work, we're investing in that, not waiting for them to come to the facility, but doing it in the school themselves, building our children in a quality way, understanding the link between healthcare, water, sanitation, roads, and that is why the roads. In this area alone, 5 kilometers of new roads. Understanding their housing needs. And I know many young teachers have housing needs here. One of the problems we have is that the limitation of land in this area. We have 17 acres we are now developing. But when we have the connectivity of the roads between the schools and the infrastructure being spread along the way, then you will have less push to more center, urban center, and more even distribution of the population. So these policies and the thinking and investment is not by accident. When somebody asks you if you can eat the road, they don't understand what development is. They don't understand how policies are formulated. They don't understand the link between infrastructure and human transformation. Because when my sister there in the police force have to sit down in a dilapidated building, it affects her quality of service. It affects her dignity. She can't deliver the level of customer care she would like to deliver. When my brothers from the fire service can't respond fast enough to a fire, we are critical. That is why we have to invest in giving them. Today, we are investing in the most modern fleet of firefighting equipment. More than 70 pieces of new firefighting equipment that will go to every single region across the country. And that is why it's a matter of philosophy. We have to understand the philosophy and thinking of people who are administered to lead you. Don't worry about the little gossips and the narrative and the propaganda. Let us look at facts and understand policy making from a factual perspective. There were those who were in there that did not see the necessity for a Because We Care grant. However, before they went to the elections, they promised to double that Because We Care grant. They didn't double it, they took it away. Today we are giving every single child, when you look at the Because We Care grant and uniform allowance, $45,000. $45,000 to every single child. And what this does, this is important in reducing the disparity gap, granting equal opportunity. Many of you went to school. Those of you who went to school in Georgetown, see many faces here, would know that when your friends were neatly dressed and you were not that neatly dressed, it affected you. Because at the end of the day, we are dealing with human beings. There are psychological aspects of life that we don't put a weight to. So when the People's Progressive Party Civic invests in people, in children, in women, in communities, it's not only about what you see. It is the thinking, the plan, the vision, the understanding of what it means to people that is behind the planning matrix. Friends, when you look at the investment we are making as a country, when you ask where the revenue goes, for every single child in this country, for their education, we're investing $700,000 per child. Per year. $700,000 per child per year. Name a jurisdiction that is doing this. And very soon, through investment in digital education, the highest quality of learning, the highest quality of education delivery, with the use of digital already in education we have gone along with. But with what we are planning now, and not only for Guyana, we want the children of our region, the CARICOM region, also to have access to this. So we are building this infrastructure for all of CARICOM. By 2030, we want your children in the hinterland and riverine communities not only to have access to quality education, but have access to quality training. Now you may say, what is the difference? It's exactly what Minister Manichan said. How are we going to ensure that every opportunity in the education training matrix is available to you? So by 2030, in all the major centers in the hinterland community, we want state-of-the-art practical instruction centers and technical institutions that will give you world-class certification from right here in your communities. So if you're a welder, you must be able to get City and Guild's highest qualification in welding. If you're an electrical technician, you must get the highest certificate in electrical, for electrical technicians. That is the vision that we are bringing by 2030. And every one of you will be fully absorbed in this economy. Let us look at Whitewater, for example. Only a few months ago we came there. And we said to the community said they want half a kilometers of road. We are using more than 100 persons from that community and doing 1 kilometer of roads right there now. And today I'm going there to examine the request for another kilometers of road, and I'm sure we'll fulfill that request too. And not only men and women, but you know what the engineer from Public Works told me? He said, in justifying why we should do more in these communities, I'm telling you this so you will know how your attitude influences people too. He said that the day after the heritage celebration in Whitewater, he had more than 95% turnout in workforce on time. Never heard about it in Guyana. After cricket, you got 40%. But what that tells you about a group of people who valued what they were getting, who understood the importance of what they were getting, and who want to show a difference by the way they participate and took ownership. And I want us to applaud them. You know, one of the young students told me, I said, how happy you are about this new school? And the student said, extremely happy, ecstatic. But I asked, how happy are your teachers? Because that's an important question too. How happy are your teachers? Because let me speak to the teachers for a second. Your attitude would influence the quality of children you're teaching. You may have personal preferences or feelings. Do not let that influence your ability to deliver quality teaching and quality service to the children. That's all I ask of you. Do not allow that to affect your quality of delivery. You have a responsibility, not by choice, a responsibility by the oath you took as a teacher to the children of the school. And we expect you to execute that responsibility with a high degree of integrity and quality. My friends, I spoke earlier about the link between education and other infrastructure. Of course, I can tell you about the smart classroom science labs, the school meal program, the focus on special needs education. I can tell you about our vision of creating not only graduates, but functional graduates. And that's another theme that we'll explore in the coming weeks. How do we create functional graduates and not just graduates? And what constitutes a functional graduate? How that graduate from the school applies himself or herself to society. How we can move by 2030 from schools to center of excellence, where schools, a great school across the country, can compete among each other for a commercially viable innovation product, so that we are able early in the school system to capture the imagination and minds of our children and deploy it into innovative ideas. These are the things that will set us apart. So when you look at how we have supported learning in this region from 2021 to now, or from 2020 to now, in this region, Region 1, the Ministry of Education have invested $7 billion. I go over that again. In Region 1, the Ministry of Education has invested $7 billion for your children. Under the Because We Care grant, more than 1.8 billion when you look at it. The total amount of resources we put in the children's pockets in this region is $1.8 billion. Imagine what $1.8 billion would have done for the children in this region. And yes, we move away from the process of having to beg for chalk and call the parents for chalk and learning aid, because we give to the schools directly now a grant to buy these stuff that is needed to help in learning. In this region alone, between 2023 and now, we've invested more than $226 million in school grants. Because we said we want every school to have a minimum standard. And that minimum standard must have an auditorium shed, a hard surface where the children can play, a canteen, proper washroom facility, and a fence. Every school, we said, must have this. That is what we're investing in. And to date, in Region 1, for maintenance and construction alone, we've invested $4 billion to make your teaching and learning environment better. And if you go, I can go through the long list of schools that we have done in this region, maintenance work that we have done, and you will see it touch every single corner of the region. Where's the Port Kaichuma Secondary School, the Port Kaichuma Primary, the Port Kaichuma Nursery, the Baramita Primary School, Matthew Ridge Primary School, the Nursery School at Waramuri, the Matthews Ridge Primary School, Yarakita Nursery School, Almond Beach Primary School, and I can call Santa Rosa Secondary School. The list is just so long. Orandu, Karasima, Arawansa, Matthews Ridge, every single area, Santa Cruz, Quibana, Whitewater, every single area has been touched by investment from the Ministry of Education. This region has not been left behind. And then to support textbooks, the minister spoke about that. Since we came back into office, for your children in this region alone, we have spent more than $80 million in textbooks. These are real results, real investment. And you know what? The school feeding program. Not only Minister Marichan, I want to remind her, not only did we give back the Because We Care grant, but we give separately. We set aside resources separately for the school feeding program. And in this region, since we came back in office, we have spent more than $1 billion in supporting the school feeding program. Most of which goes right back in the community to buy products and produce from the community itself. And as I said, if you don't have a job and you don't have any income in your home, the first thing you cut is your children's allowance. And how do we know this? When we were in opposition. We went to Region 2 and met parents who had children who were in school. And they took their children out of school because the rice crop had failed. The rice crop had failed, and they had no money to send their children to school. Same in the sugar belt. Those interviews are still available. They were not so long ago, just 3.5, 4 years ago. Instead, what are we doing? We are ensuring that parents can have earning. So in this region, let me remind you what took place. Your parents who are working in the forestry sector, it went dead. The forestry sector went into bankruptcy, reversal gear. In order to get back your earning from the forestry sector, since we came into office, we have invested close to $1 billion to give you back your jobs and your employment in the forestry sector. More than 500,000 acres of state forests are issued to small forest concessions. We invested from Human Services, the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission, and old age pension to ensure that the elderly are comfortable. And guess what? A lot of these pensioners, you know how grandparents like their grandchildren. So every time they get an increase in their pension, the allowance for the grandchildren also get an increase. That's a natural thing. All grandparents are like that. Even now my grandmother has put an envelope in my pocket. It's natural. So the pensioners from 2023 to 2024, we've invested almost $1.7 billion for our pensioners in this region. People living with disability, we've invested close to $100 million. Public assistance, we've invested close to $185 million. These are real investments, all geared at making your life easier. Because we understand when your life is easier, less stress, less burden, we are creating a much more comfortable learning environment for your children. And the children come out of learning. But if we are able to make investment, so the teachers don't have to quarrel when they come to school, that they have to come through the mud to teach the children. We have the concrete roads and these things. So it's less stress, less complaint level. These are how these things are interrelated. If you go to the health center, and instead of waiting 6 hours, you're now waiting on 1 hour, it's 5 hours of less stress. Allows you to perform better with a higher quality. These are the things that are important in a human transformation. So I don't want to keep you much longer. I know the temperature level under this shed is very cooling. I don't know why these young ladies making a face like that when it says cooling. You have to learn to battle under any conditions. You have to build stronger young people. And the people in the hinterland and riverine communities are an example of people who would have battled under every condition. And today, you deserve every investment that is coming your way. You deserve everything that is coming your way. Don't let anyone believe or tell you less. This is not a gift to you. This is what you deserve for your hard work, and this People's Progressive Party civic government will continue to deliver to you every day, every week, every year, every month, because you deserve it. I thank you and God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Very passionate speech. There's so much to learn from that. And there's one takeaway that I think every one of us should pay attention to. Is that one word, quality. And just to remind you, I do echo those sentiments that everyone here, not only under the shed, but everyone in Region 1, certainly deserve every ounce of investment being made in you. Thanks once again, Your Excellency. As we come down to the close of our official program, I would like to call on what is the future of Northwest Secondary School, more so
the face of Northwest Secondary. She is one of our student leaders, a member of the Northwest Secondary Schools Board. She is a student rep on the board. Ladies and gentlemen, please let us welcome Miracle Mendonça, student of Northwest Secondary, to deliver the appreciation.
On behalf of the Northwest Secondary School, it is my great honor and privilege to extend our heartfelt thanks to all those who made today's commissioning ceremony such a resounding success. First and foremost, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, for taking time from your busy schedule to grace this occasion with your presence and delivering such an inspiring feature address. Your leadership and vision continue to shape our nation. Your support for education is invaluable. A special thanks to the Government of Guyana for providing us with this magnificent institution. To the Honorable Minister of Education, Ms. Priya Manichan, thank you for your passionate commitment to improving education across the nation. Your words today encourage us to continue striving for excellence and remind us of the critical role of education in national development. Honorable Minister of Housing and Water, Mr. Colin David Crowe, your remarks today highlighted the importance of community and development. We are truly grateful for your continued support of our region and its infrastructure. Mr. Brentnell Ashley, Regional Chairman and Chairman of the Northwest Secondary School Board. Your leadership and dedication to this project have been crucial. Thank you for your welcome and remarks, for sharing the vision behind this incredible institution. A special thanks to our Chief Education Officer, Mr. Saddam Hussein, for your dedication to the advancement of education in our region. Your presence here today is a statement of your ongoing commitment to our schools and communities. I also want to acknowledge the talented performances that added richness to today's event. To the Whitewater Culture Group, your vibrant performance beautifully showcased the cultural heritage. To Northwest Secondary School's choir, your national song filled us with pride and unity, reminding us of the importance of national identity. A heartfelt thank you to Miss Liani Hernandez, our brilliant student, for your eloquent contributions. Your poem was filled with hope and inspiration for the future of this school. To our headmistress, staffs, and students, thank you for your hard work and dedication. This school is a testament to your tireless efforts in making education accessible and impactful. You are the heart of this institution. Lastly, I would like to express our deepest appreciation to all the organizers, sponsors, and everyone who worked behind the scenes to make this event possible. Your dedication and planning have made this ceremony one to remember. As we cut the ribbon and move forward, let us remember that this school is not just a building, but a beacon of knowledge, growth, opportunity for generations to come. Thank you once again. And let us now join together for the refreshments and celebrations that follow. Thank you.
That is the future of Northwest Secondary School. Thank you very much, Miracle Mendonça. I'd also like to thank, we have amongst us our contractor and our consultant. Many thanks to you as well. At this time, we will move to the ceremonial unveiling of the plaque and then for a walkthrough of this infrastructure. Thank you once again. God bless you all.
can probably get them to be in the class and give them
like this? Yes, sir. All right, great job, guys.
You know what water, air, and rocks all have in common? They are made of matter.
Sorry? No, you start on the president one. It's coming, right? Coming.
Good afternoon, students. Today we will be looking at the topic matter. Can anybody tell me what is matter? Can anybody tell me what is matter? Matter is anything that has mass and things of space, right? Alright, so in this video that you will be looking at today, you will learn the three main states of matter and some properties of them, right?
Matter is something that takes up space. Now, you might be wondering why we all look so different if we are made of the same thing. But the truth is that everything around you is made of matter, just as if you could choose space. Matter is made of tiny particles called atoms. Matter can be grouped into three main states: solid, liquid, or gas. To figure out which state of matter something is in, you need to examine its properties. A property is the way that something is that we can measure. The physical properties we will look at to determine state of matter:
Guys like this?
mass and
Help you
volume.
more in learning?
Mass is the
Or you
amount
like
of
to go
matter
away?
in an object.
This better?
Volume is
Better.
how much space that matter takes up.
See how much lucky you guys are? Alright. Miss,
Solids
you like
are
it this
easy
way?
to recognize.
This help me teach you too, right?
Apples, pencils, and plants are all examples of
And
solid
you have
objects.
all the lessons also
A
on the
solid
right.
object has a definite shape that doesn't change
Very
when you
good.
move it or put it in a container.
Good job.
They also have a consistent mass and volume. This is because the atoms in a solid object
We have to get you when you're teaching here in the Guyana middle school. Take your lessons right from here across. So take reaching out of the all again. Carry on.
That's it? Good.
Plus or minus the square root of x minus 4 is all over 2a. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
You guys like this? It help? He's the coolest math teacher.
So I asked her why she liked it. She
Huh?
said because he makes it fun.
Why? He makes it fun?
Yeah.
Let me see all who love mathematics because of it. And over here. guys. Great job. Take care, right?
Going to the technical part.
Where is your position? Where is your position? 5.